Poetry. What does it mean? The word poetry is derived from the Greek word poieo, which means I make or I create. This root shows up in English in biology in the word hematopoiesis, which is the process of making new blood cells. When the Greeks talked about poets, they often referred to them as rhapsodes, which is where we get the word rhapsody. But in Greek, the word rhapsode comes from the word for stitching. Rhapsodes are people who stitch together songs and string together words.
We see this in English too. There's the Latin texere or texo, which we get the words textile and text from. And in Latin, it literally means to weave, which I find pretty cool. Etymologically speaking, poetry is something that we stitch or weave together, just, with words. Poetry is both generative, but it is also artificial. Words are both flexible, like fabric, but they're also very stubborn, like a seam. Poetry is the ultimate art form. Let's just be honest here. It is creating that which is already created, language. It's basically boiling it down to its most necessary parts. This is distilled language, where each word is as carefully placed as a stitch on a embroidery.
Who are we? We are Meredith and Katelyn, two students with a love of English and classics. We both believe that the world needs more readers and writers of poetry. I'm Meredith, and I'm a rising senior pursuing a degree in English writing with a double minor in music and classics. Language is my love, but the only two I'm any good at are English and ancient Greek. I consider myself a collector of words. I'm into linguistics, etymology, poetic form, and I have a massive literary crush on T.S. Eliot.
And I'm Katelyn, and I have my English literature degree.
I don't have a degree yet. You have a piece of wood that is a fake degree.
I do.
Yeah.
There's no degree in it yet.
You've been scammed.
I didn't. My high school did that, so.
Yeah. No, I mean, I figured everyone. It was still kind of funny when Matt was like,
I thought they would put a paper or something in there. And,
just a piece of wood.
And I'm pursuing an MFA in creative writing poetry, but I am not starting that until the fall, so I have all summer to prepare. I have a background in both English and Latin poetry. I've taken 8 years of Latin, so I'm a huge fan of the early modern poetry and basically anything from the early modern time. I love all of the historical drama that comes from that time, as well as all the literature. One of my favorite poets is actually William Shakespeare. I know that's so basic and it's so boring, but I really do admire. I admire his skills with a Z.
Really?
Yes.
We spent all the time talking about what poets do, and you're just gonna say his skills.
With a Z.
With a Z. What a corruption of English right there.
We are using our combined educations and experiences as writers to foster a community of poetry lovers. We'll leave you with this. A poet is a maker.
And his medium utilizes sight, sound, and the imagination.
Poets don't only stitch ideas, they also stitch sounds,
inflections,
meter,
denotation,
connotations,
punctuation,
spacing,
etymological histories,
line breaks,
and the actual letters on the page.
And every stitch matters. Yay!
Latin nerd.
Language.
I can't find the stop button.